Hi there, welcome to my channel where females learn about their bodies and optimize their health. Today we are going to be exploring your vulva, and if this word sounds strange to you, I recommend you go back and watch my last video where I spoke about the vulva and how it relates to other parts of the female reproductive system. This is the first in a two-part video where we'll be exploring everything that lies between a woman's thighs. So if you're interested in that, let's get into it. So what is this vulva I keep talking about? The vulva is your external genitalia, the part you see when you look down. This is the part that people refer to as your vagina, but it's in fact not your vagina. So what's it good for? It's the entrance into this beautiful system called the female reproductive system. It also serves as a pathway for blood to pass during menstruation, the penis to go in during sexual intercourse, and if that results in a baby, for the child to come out during childbirth. So yes, your vulva is kind of like the gate man to your female reproductive system. It's also the seat of one of the most intense pleasure you're ever going to experience, like we'll see shortly. So just a quick one for our hierarchy that we already went through in my last video. This is the vulva, which is where we're going to be packing for today. Entering in, we have the muscular tube called the vagina that leads into the uterus or the womb. The lower part of the uterus or the womb is the cervix, which opens into the fallopian tubes and the ovaries. So if these things are looking weird to you, like I've said, you better go back and watch the last video so you're not confused here. So this is the whole area we're going to be looking at today. This is the bell of the ball, the meat of the matter. This is why we're here today. And we're going to be taking a tour of this vulva here, but we'll start our tour here on the Mons pubis. And the Mons pubis is basically just a fatty pad in front of your pubic bone. So you have a bone line underneath here, and your Mons pubis kind of cushions it and serves as a cushion during sexual intercourse. If this Mons pubis was not here, you would just have two pubic bone hitting on each other during sexual intercourse, and I suppose that would be so uncomfortable and so painful. So the Mons pubis comes down on both sides to form the labia majora, and the labia majora is just the outer part of the vulva. Both these parts are actually hair bearing, so they grow hair. So if you touch down there, you can feel hair. You're probably either in front on the Mons pubis or on the labia majora, and this is also where people shave when they want to be bowed down there. So yeah, medial to this we have the labia minora, which is these two folds you can see here, and this part of the vulva is actually hairless. One thing I want us to talk about in this part is the fact that it's unique in every single woman. I put out a survey and someone actually asked, why does my vagina look weird? I'm guessing the person actually meant their vulva, since you cannot see your vagina, but simply know that this part does not look weird. It is beautiful just the way it is, and it comes in different shapes and sizes. It can be long, it can be quite short, it can be zigzag, it can be droopy. There's no right way for this part to look, so don't compare yours to any picture you might have seen or anyone else's, basically. One other thing we're going to be looking at in a different video is something called female genital mutilation, which is a gruesome practice that is still with us, sadly, in Nigeria, and it's where different cultures actually encourage the cutting, slicing, and just disfiguring this area for different reasons that we'll look at in that video, so watch out for that. Yeah, so next we're going to move to the almighty clitoris that everybody keeps talking about. The clitoris is this small tissue here, and it is homologous, or it's kind of the same as the penis in men. So how you have the penis in men, you have the clitoris in women, and the reason why I say it's the same is because they come from the same origin when a child is developing, basically. And the clitoris is an erectile tissue. When a woman gets sexually stimulated and sexually aroused, this tissue fills up with blood and gets really engorged. So number one, I want you to now pause this video now, and tell me what you call this part. If you and your friends have given this part a name, like, I want to know in the comment section below. But its real name from its naming ceremony, like I've said, is the clitoris. And yeah, first and foremost, let me allow your eye rest for like a split second. Back to our image. Like I said, the clitoris is what comes alive when a woman is sexually stimulated, and is responsible actually for female orgasm. As tiny as the clitoris is, I want you to understand that it has about 8,000 nerves, which is about twice the number of nerves you see in a penis. What are nerves? If you don't know what nerves are basically just like a bunch of wires that connect a part of your body to the brain. So let's take, for example, I touch your arm. The reason why you can feel the arm is because we have a bunch of wires or nerves that connect that part of your arm to the brain to help you feel sensations. So imagine 8,000 of those in this tiny knob. So the fact that the clitoris has more nerves than the penis doesn't necessarily mean that women are more hornier than men or that their orgasms are more intense than men. It simply explains why females can have multiple orgasms without any break, because they have so many nerves in reserve. So just know that the amount of pleasure that this part of your body can give you is amazing, and you need to handle with care. Also, make sure that you protect this area with everything inside your body until you have enough information to make informed decision that will better both you and your health. So moving on, medial to the labia minora, we have the vestibule, which contains two openings. This is the urethra opening, this is the vaginal opening. If you don't get anything from this video, I want you to understand that your vulva area has two openings, one where pee comes from and one where blood comes out during menstruation. Penetration occurs during sexual intercourse, and if that results in a pregnancy, the baby is still going to come out from this place. These are two different things. So we're going to be having a different video where we explore urine, how it is made, how it comes out, and then when we also talk about urinary tract infections, this is what we're talking about, not here. Like I said, two different systems, making this vulva kind of like the confluent state, which is my state, Kogi state. But just know that on this vulva, two different systems come together to come out, the urinary system and the reproductive system. So yeah, your vaginal opening, blood comes out, penis goes in, child comes out. Here is where pee comes out. I want this to be as clear in your mind. So when you go to pee, where the urine is coming out from has nothing to do with where your blood comes out from during menstruation. So yeah, coming down, we have where the labia minora meets below, which is called the fourchette, and this actually makes me feel very fancy and very French, even if I couldn't keep up with my Duolingo. But just know that the labia minora come together to form the fourchette. And yeah, the space between the vulva and the anus is called the perineum, and it's so important for you to understand how close the vulva is to the perineum. So let me give you another break for your eyes to rest. Back to our image. I know you're tired of staring at this, but we just have to. Yeah, so there are some bacteria actually that stay in your gastrointestinal tract, and your gastrointestinal system is just a fancy word for the tube that lies between your mouth to your anus, where food is used and transformed into feces, basically. And some bacteria are in this system, and in this system, they actually help to digest food. They produce some vitamins like vitamin K, and they're very important in that system. They do good in that system. But if you take them outside this gastrointestinal system and you bring them anywhere else, like the vulva, they can be very, very detrimental to your health, and they can wreak havoc. And that's why when you're cleaning up after using the bathroom, it's so important that you wipe from the front to the back, not from the back to the front, because you can transfer bacteria between these places, and that can be very, very bad for your health. And we're going to be having a different video called V hygiene, where we explore habits to keep your vulva and your vagina healthy and super clean. So look out for that video. But that's just what I wanted to emphasize on the perineum, which is the space between these two and how tiny it is. So one last thing you need to know about your vulva is actually these two glands. I don't know if you can see them here. They're very tiny, about 1 cm in size, but they are so important. And these glands are called the Bartholin's glands, and their function is that they actually produce mucus or watery fluid for lubrication during penetration. So when a female is sexually aroused, these two glands here will produce some watery fluid that will cause lubrication and allow penetration to be very, very smooth. Now the problem here is that when there is not enough foreplay or sexual stimulation, or if the female is not even hydrated enough, or if she does not have enough water in her body, basically these glands might have not produced enough fluid, and if penetration happens or if anything enters this vaginal opening, it might have to be forceful, and it can cause tears around this area and also increase your risk of infection, basically. So it's very important for you to understand that when you're having sexual intercourse, you should take notes to maybe tell your partner and take your time so you're well lubricated, so everything entering can just glide in, and that would also enhance the pleasure. It will reduce the soreness that some women feel after sexual intercourse, and it also reduce your chances of getting infection. So that's just what I wanted to reiterate on the Bartholin's gland. Yeah. So for another look, don't worry, we're already done. That's all. Like all the parts we've spoken about is all you need to know about your this thing. But I just want to give you like a quick look here. You can even see the labia minora here is a little bit different on both sides. It's longer here than here, and it looks nothing like this one that's more even on both sides basically. So like I said, it's unique in every woman, so whatever shape yours comes in, it's all right, so don't sweat it. Here we have the labia majora coming in, we have the labia minora, we have the clitoris, which is hiding under the clitoral hood formed by the labia minora. So the labia minora wraps around it like a blanket, allowing the clitoris to just rest there. We have the urethra where pee comes from coming down. We have the vaginal opening where blood comes out from during menstruation, where penetration occurs during sexual intercourse, and also where the baby comes out during childbirth. So that's basically it. Okay, we have our fourchette down here. We have the perineum, which separates this area from the anus, and we also have the Bartholin gland, which you cannot really see in this image. So that's actually everything you need to know about your vulva. In our next video, we'll be exploring the hymen, which is this membrane here that has been causing all the wahala in Nigeria. This is how we classify, or this is how society classifies virgins from non-virgins. I'll be exploring all you need to know about this in the second video. Like, you do not want to miss that video for anything. Yeah, so that's it for part 1 of our vulva video. The last thing before I want you to pause this video right now and write down how many openings or holes are on the vulva area. Also briefly tell me what each opening does. So if you think there's 1, tell me what it does. If you think there's 5 openings down there, list them out and tell me what they do as well. If you don't know the answer, please, I would suggest you watch this video. You might have to watch this video again so you can get that. And yeah, once again, that's it for part 1. Like I already said, in part 2, we'll be exploring the hymen. We'll be looking at what makes your vulva amazing, and we'll also be exploring some things that can affect it and how you can spot a problem real quick. So yeah, welcome back to my channel once again, where females learn about their bodies and optimize their health. See you on my next video. Bye.